Hello, hello, and welcome to the Caribbean and the Battlefield 2 Pirates mod event from the Lost Soldiers group. And this game mod, Battlefield Pirates 2, is a mod for the Battlefield 2 game. And if one is not overly familiar with the Battlefield franchise, one might perhaps be excused for thinking that Battlefield 2 is the sequel to Battlefield 1, but that's not the case. Battlefield 1 was released in 2015, while Battlefield 2 was released in June 2005. So Battlefield 2 was actually released before Battlefield 1. It's kind of confusing naming scheme, but one might say that the Battlefield franchise uses the same kind of naming philosophy that is used by the Xbox console. So it's difficult to know how the games came out chronology just by looking at the names of the games. But this is a mod for Battlefield 2, and it is a game from 2005, which it is of course possible to see by looking at the video. And graphics quality is perhaps not at the same level as one would expect from recently released triple or quadruple A title, but in the end, this doesn't really matter if the game is enjoyable. And I think this mod is very entertaining. There is also a related mod for the Battlefield 1942 games, Pirates mod, and that one's also quite a lot of fun. And these games, even though they are old, they still have communities that are at least somewhat active, so it's possible to play these games at least during events held by this Lost Soldiers group. And they have a Discord and a website where they make announcements, and I think that some announcements are also made on the Pirates Ahoy Discord and website. So there are several places to find out when these events are held, and I would recommend trying to join them if possible. I played Battlefield 2 mod during this year's Halloween event and also last year's, and had a lot of fun. And I've also played it during, or rather played the 1942 mod also during an event for that game. And I think if I read the Discord of the Lost Soldiers group correctly, that they might be holding a follow-up event for the Pirates mod also next week, and so there might be an opportunity to play the game, even if I missed this time. But I would probably double-check that on their Discord to make sure. But still, this is not only an interesting mod for the gameplay itself, it's also quite interesting in that it illustrates something about how the relationship between modders and gaming companies have changed over the years. So this game was released in 2005, that is Battlefield 2. And at that point it came with server files that could be used by communities to host their own servers on their own machines. And it came also with mod tools, I think, and this made it possible for players to create mods like this one. And I guess very simple way to see that something has changed is that well, there is a Pirates mod for Battlefield 1942 and Battlefield 2, but there are no pirate mods for Battlefield 3 that I know of, or for any of the later Battlefield games. So evidently something has changed, and could of course be that the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise no longer is possible, that there is no longer any interest in pirate games, so that's why there are no mods, or it could simply be that it's no longer simple to make mods as it was before. And what you have in these older games is that you have mod tools and server files, and making these available for more recent games might perhaps be difficult for gaming companies. It's possible to make a rational argument for this. Game development has undoubtedly become more complicated. Software required for running the more recent games, handling all the operations that they do, and all the pieces that are required to actually develop them are undeniably much more complicated than they were in previous years, and many companies might perhaps use middleware or some kind of software that is under a license that limits redistribution, so companies that make games might perhaps be unable to make mod tools available in any simple way, and they might also be limited in how they can make server files available if the servers also depend on various other infrastructure pieces such as authentication servers and so on that are maintained by the game company. So it's possible to make a more or less rational argument for why it's necessary for these changes to have been made. So perhaps these companies could have made mod tools available, but the costs associated with developing those mod tools would be too large, too great for the companies to be able to make a rational argument for why they should make those available. So it's possible that this is just the way it needs to be. But it's also possible to make a more cynical argument, I guess. If you make modding tools available, then players can theoretically make their player skins for the models. They can create new models, add the new content to the game, and then this content that you cannot sell as extensions to the game and DLC and so on. So you potentially limit your future revenue by making mod tools available. And the same with server files. If you make server files available, then players can theoretically maintain communities around these games for many years, which we can see has been the case with Battlefield 2, which still has an active community. And well, this means that these players are playing your older games instead of the newer games, so you potentially make up being your own competition in that players prefer playing older games instead of the new ones. So the company have perhaps not the motivation required to make these things available, even if they wanted to do so. Or rather, even if they were able to do so in a simple way. Of course, I'm not privy to any discussions of these companies, so I don't know what they actually have used to decide whether to make these things available or not, but it's possible to make that a rational and a cynical argument. And in cases where mod tools are not available, it's of course possible to create your own mod tools, and this has been done, for example, for Battlefield 3, where you have Venice Unleashed available. But this modding platform took quite a lot of time to become available. There was apparently a lot of complexity involved, and they are still working on it, so there are possibly still things that are not working as good as what might hope, and Mods can only come after the modding tools are available. So it's much more difficult to have a lively mod community around a game when the game perhaps is no longer as popular when the mod tools actually become available. And you also face challenges such as copy protection schemes, making it difficult to modify game files and see what is going on. So there are various barriers to making mod tools available if they are not made available by the companies that create the games. So it's not strange when you look at it that there are no mods like the Pirates 2 mod for the more recent Battlefield games. And then there's also another factor, which is that even if there was mod tools for the most recent Battlefield game, the graphics quality, or rather the details in the models, the textures, and all sort of other factors that go into creating content for a game are much more complicated and detailed compared to what they were when Battlefield 2 came out. And I would presume that it's much more time-consuming to create, for example, a single character model today than it was 20 years ago. So textures, models, animations, maps, all these things likely take quite a lot more time to add into the game today compared to how it was in the earlier days. And I guess AI tools might plug some of this gap at one point, but the way it is now, I would assume that what one modder could achieve in a certain amount of time is quite a lot less today than it was when Battlefield 2 came out. So even if you had all the mod tools and server files and so on available for the more recent Battlefield titles, the amount of content that could be available in a mod like this, even if you had the same amount of modders and same amount of resources and time put into the mod, would probably be much reduced compared to the way it is for the Battlefield 2 Pirates mod. And I guess that's just the way it needs to be. But what this does mean that for this mod for the older version of the game, there is quite a lot of content available, and as long as you don't care too much about the graphics quality, and I guess that's something that you notice when you watch a video or look at a photo or something like this, but when you're playing the game, quickly stop worrying about how the game looks and just concentrate on playing the game. So in practice it doesn't matter that much. And of course there's a certain amount of jank involved in mods like this that add content that is very much different from what the developers probably envisioned when they created the mod tool, such as you have in this mod flying hot air balloon and a flying ale barrel. So you must expect a certain amount of jankiness, but that's not something that prevents the mod from being fun, and it's possible to have quite a lot of fun and enjoyment in this game, and that's what I had. So, if you are able to play this mod and have the opportunity to join one of the events, I would recommend doing so. And that's more or less what I wanted to say. I will let the rest of the video play out the gameplay, and it's not commented, but it does show a little bit more of how the gameplay experience is. And with that, I have said most of what I want to say. Thank you to the Lost Soldiers who have kept this game and the mod active for all these years, and I hope they will continue to do so also in future. And with that, yes, that's all for me. Thank you and goodbye.
Can you spare me some powder? Enemies spotted. Enemies spotted. Enemies spotted. Bring me that spy. Bring me that spy. Enemy spotted. Bring me that spy. Enemy spotted. Enemy spotted. Enemy spotted. Huzzah! Sail ho! Sail ho! Sail ho! I be needing assistance. Enemy spotted. You're paying for that. Enemy spotted. Enemy spotted. Huzzah! Enemy spotted. You're paying for that. Huzzah! Arr! Enemy spotted. Enemy spotted. Enemy spotted. Huzzah! Enemy spotted. Enemy spotted. Enemy spotted. Enemy spotted. Enemy spotted. Enemy spotted. You'll hang for that. Enemy spotted. Enemy spotted. Enemy spotted. Enemy spotted. Enemy spotted. Enemy vessel. Enemy spotted. Enemy spotted. Enemy spotted. Huzzah! Sail ho! Huzzah! Enemy spotted. You're paying for that. Enemy spotted. Enemy spotted. Bring me that spy. Bring me that spy. Bring me that spy. Arr. Huzzah! for that. Huzzah! Enemy vessel! Enemy vessel! Enemy vessel! Enemy spotted! Thank ye, mate! Enemy spotted! Huzzah! You're paying for that! Enemy spotted! Enemy spotted! Thank ye, mate! Enemy spotted! You're paying for that! Enemy spotted! Sail ho! Enemy spotted! Huzzah! Enemy spotted! Enemy spotted! Enemy spotted! Enemy spotted! Enemy spotted! Enemy spotted! Bring me that spy! You're paying for that! Bring me that spy! Bring me that spy! Try your sword! Bring me that spy! Run, ya cowards! Enemy spotted! Huzzah! Enemy spotted! Enemy spotted! Enemy spotted! Enemy spotted. Enemy spotted. You'll hang for that. Enemy spotted. Enemy spotted. Huzzah! Enemy spotted. Spotted. Enemy spotted. Enemy spotted. Brother. Enemy spotted. Enemy spotted. Enemy spotted. Bring me that spy. Thank ye, mate. I be needing assistance. Enemy spotted. Who has the grog? Thank ye, mate. Who has the grog? After me, ya sea dogs! After them! Who has the grog? Enemy spotted! After me, ya sea dogs! No! Enemy spotted. Enemy spotted. Enemy spotted. Enemy spotted. Enemy spotted. Enemy spotted. Thank ye, mate. Enemy spotted. Who has the grog? Thank ye, mate. Enemy spotted. Enemy spotted. Enemy spotted. Jump. Enemy spotted. 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 Thank ye, mate. Enemy spotted. Can you spare me some powder? alive. Sorry, matey. Sorry, matey. Sorry, matey. Who has the grog? Can you spare me some powder? Sorry, matey. Enemy spotted! Sorry, matey. Sorry, matey. After them. Who has the grog? After me, vessel. Sea dogs. Enemy spotted. Enemy spotted. Enemy spotted. Enemy spotted. spotted! Enemy spotted! Enemy spotted! Enemy spotted! Enemy spotted! Thank ye, mate! Enemy spotted! Bring me that spy! Enemy spotted. Enemy spotted. Enemy spotted. Enemy spotted.